Hi everyone. I just thought I'd give a quick update on to how my practicing's been going and my preparation for my grade five. I'll get the elephant out of the room. My hair, most of it's gone. Um, I'm sick of messing around with it, to be honest. Um, my wife cut my hair for me. To be honest, I've not had a haircut since a proper haircut at the barber's since my wedding. That's going on 4 years ago. My wife's been doing it since COVID. Um, and yeah, so she cut my hair on Saturday, just gone, and um, every time she cuts my hair, there's always about 20 minutes afterwards where I'm like, oh, this isn't even, this isn't even. Half the time, my hair on the side's uneven. I'm sick of messing about with it, so I said, oh, just shave it off. So she shaved it off, but she left a bit on top. I'll put a picture up here. And she said, "Oh yeah, it looks good." I wasn't so sure, so woke up the next day. She was in college early. I'd drop her off. Well, I've not had time. I woke up and looked in the mirror. I was like, "Oh, I don't like this. Don't like this at all." We didn't have time to fix it, um, so I've left the house with the hood up and took her to college. But I was supposed to have my meet up that day in Liverpool, um, and I didn't go. I didn't go because my hair looked horrible. Um, so performance opportunity missed for me being a bit dramatic. But it's all right. I'm gonna let this grow out a little bit. But yeah, with that out of the way, me practicing is going surprisingly well. I mean, in terms of my grade five, my teacher's been pushing and pushing and pushing for like me to take it in the summer, and I've been like, no, I'm not gonna be ready by then. I have it in my head that okay, I'm gonna do one every year, and it gives me the full year then to sort of prepare for that grade exam. But I've got all my three pieces close to performance standard. My sight reading is so far along now compared to where I was this time last year with my grade four that I feel like I could get a decent mark on my sight reading. My scales I'm getting down, the getting memorised now. The only thing I'm really struggling with is the C sharp minor harmonic contramotion scale. I just can't get me head around the coming back up, the fingering. Just I can play it similar motion, hands together, fine, up and down, but when they're both going in opposite directions on the way back to meet each other, yeah, it's not going to plan at all. But to be fair, that's the only scale that I'm struggling with. So if I can get that down along with my oral, if we can get all that down, sight reading and the oral. The oral's not we've not really looked at this moment in time. I had me lesson a couple of weeks ago, and we glanced over it. The only real thing that they've added for grade five is they're going to give you a piece of music, and you have to tell them what period that music's from and why you think it's from that period. And the clapping exercises are longer. I did mention in my grade four, after my grade four exam, that the repeating clapping exercises, I felt they were quite long, and after doing some of them in my lesson last week, I felt that like yeah they were roughly the length of what I had in my exam. So I'm not saying that they did give me the wrong exercise in my grade four exam, but the length was similar in the grade five. In the practicing the grade five oral, the length was similar to what I got in my grade four exam. So I think that'll need a bit of work. The sight singing's a little bit harder as well. I don't think you're necessarily ending on the tonic, if I'm not mistaken. Or there's a few extra notes in there. I think the intervals there's a bit more of a gap. But apart from that, should be okay. Now, I was pushing for November, December again, end of this year, and I think it'll give me more time to prepare, of course, but I think I run the risk of getting bored of the pieces. Like I said, all three of my pieces are pretty much performance ready. The booking doesn't open until April, I believe, so that's still another 2 months before even the booking opens, and then the actual exam won't take place until around end of May, June. So I've got about 3-4 months now still to prepare for it. But I'm pushing for that summer session now, which hopefully I can be ready for, because my plan is, if I can get my grade 5 done out the way in the summer, in my mind I've got 18 months to get my grade 6 down. But there's other stuff I want to work on. Like there's a duet that we're planning on doing with my teacher. My wife's recently taken singing up, so that's a good opportunity for me to get some accompanying accompanying experience again. So it'll open up that spare time, doing like other different things. Obviously, it'll give me that extra time to make a head start on my grade 6 exam, because I've got all the stuff here on top of my piano for the grade 6 stuff. But I'm not looking at that yet. I've picked out my pieces for my grade 6, but I've not really touched it yet. I do want to get, once I've gone through all my sight reading material for grade 5, I do want to then move on straight on to grade 6. So then by the time my exam does roll around, I'm doing grade 6 stuff, and then in theory the grade 5 stuff will seem easier. I'm going to be recording my grade 5 stuff as well in the next coming weeks, so keep an eye out for them. Like I say, they're pretty much at this moment in time performance ready, pretty much. I mean, the Schubert Waltz, ironically enough, a piece that I can already play, a piece that I played last year. It's been my biggest challenge. The way I played it last year was completely different to how they want it for the exam. I played it much slower. There was more pedal. It was more like, whereas they want it more like, so it's more of a march feel, which is different. There was different fingering to obviously accommodate the new articulation, and that was a challenge. And the other challenge I faced was actually motivation to practice it. Obviously, a piece that I already know, it's one of them where if it's something new, I'll keep coming back until I've got it. But if I've already got it down, the motivation to actually practice it and even pretty much relearn the piece, the motivation's lower. So I think that's the piece that I've actually practiced less. But it's now that it's near enough that performance standard, it's making me come back to it more, which is good. But yeah, so those 3 pieces. So I'm doing Tarantella, Bergmuller, Schubert Waltz in B minor, and Jackson Street Blues, which I absolutely love. But yes, that's my favourite piece. Jackson Street Blues is probably my favourite piece out of the whole exam pieces I've done so far. It's so catchy. But yes, I look forward to sharing those videos with you, and I'll see you in the next video.